What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist, part of One Mind Syndicate, and today I'm back to talk about Warhammer 40K. So, if you guys have been looking at the channel, you noticed that on Sunday we played 2 games of 10th edition using the free index rules, and here are my thoughts on it. So the first game, it was me piloting the Grey Knights against Gershwin and his Skitarii, his Adeptus Mechanicus. Now, I know the memes that, the Skitarii are probably the worst army right now, and the Grey Knights are in a really good spot because they have this ability that lets them be super mobile, super agile, going back into the teleportarium and deep striking anywhere on the board. That is really strong, that is really powerful. Now with the AdMech, they have a huge downside in that they have the stats of a guardsman, but they cost twice the points. So yeah, there's a lot going here for both armies, one positive, one negative, but at the end of the day, we stopped playing Warhammer 40K about 2 years ago, so we only played in the beginning of 9th edition, and we had this huge break, and then Sunday was our first game in years, and it was our first game in 10th edition, so it was a lot of flipping back and forth, looking at the rules, looking at the stats. Like, the game didn't feel fun to put it basically in the most lamest of terms. The game didn't feel fun. It was a super drag, scrolling through the downloads that GW has given everybody for free to try and find one stat, and then scrolling all the way on the top to try and find a stratagem, and then scrolling back down, waiting for that to load. So it was a quick game, but it would have been quicker if the whole scrolling and trying to find out rules and does this work with that. But I mean, that's bound to happen with every new edition. You have to learn the rules of the game before you get comfortable enough that you don't have to keep scrolling back and forth. So yeah, surprisingly, the game ended up in a draw. I was not used to all these abilities that the Grey Knights have. I forgot that they could deep strike and take objectives and whatnot. So I definitely have to play to their strengths more. The other thing too is that the Skitarii, they're not very mobile, so I could easily have gotten more objectives and won the game, but it ended up in a tie, so I'm okay with that. It was our first game in a long time. You guys voted unanimously that the Grey Knights were going to win, and I think once I get a few more games under my belt, once I understand the army a lot better, I won't be forgetting key rules, key abilities for these Grey Knights anymore, and I'll probably get more W's. But a tie is a good way to start the game, to start our 10th edition journey. Game 2 was my friend who was piloting the necrons, and I had the exact same list for the Grey Knights, and man, oh man, was this one-sided. The necrons are super powerful. When I saw his army on the battlefield, I was like, there's no way you have this many models for that many points. And yeah, we tallied it up 2-3 times just to make sure we didn't mess up. Yeah, he was 5 points under. So he had 3 times as many models as I did, and his list was super tailored to go against mine, because whenever I deep struck, he had a bunch of units. I believe it was the death marks that could just shoot at me as soon as I came in, so it's like he had an extra shooting phase. And as tough as Grey Knights are, they ended up surviving a lot of the shots, but with just so many Gauss weaponry coming at you, eventually you start rolling those ones. So it was a pretty one-sided match. We ended up ending the game at the end of turn 2 because I had 2 models left. It was brutal. But yeah, so necrons are nasty in 10th. He kind of did tailor the list to me, because I always tend to bring powerful, elite, deep striking armies, and he knew this, so he took advantage of that. And so yeah, he systematically tore me apart. But with that being said, guys, we've got 2 games under our belt, and I think with more games we'll start to enjoy it more. But 10th edition feels like Warhammer 40K. I know a lot of people were saying that it was more of a AOS, Age of Sigmar version of 40K, and it seems to be going that way with the whole building of armies, because the whole fun of min-maxing, equipping armies with certain war gear and weapons has gone away. Now it's you either bring a squad of 5 or 10, a squad of 6 or 12. There's no really in between. You can't have like a 7-man squad. It's either all or nothing. Same thing with the weapons. You're essentially paying for all the best weapon upgrades already, so why not just give them those upgrades? For example, if you're playing like Space Marines and you're all using bolters, you're kind of hitting yourself in the foot there, shooting yourself in the foot, because you should be bringing some type of upgrade, be it plasma, melta, etc., because you're paying the points for it. And speaking of points and upgrades and whatnot, just today GW has released the app for free with an asterisk because I'm super excited, because you finally, the worst part of playing the games was, like I said, scrolling to find your stats. That's no longer the case, because we now have an app where everything is there for free, and the asterisk is it's only free for a limited time. What the fuck? So I don't know when you'll have to start paying for this app. I don't know if once you get it for free and then it goes to a paid subscription type thing, if it'll lock you out of the whole app. I don't know, but get it while it's free. Play those games while it's free. Take advantage of it, because I believe once the codexes start coming out, that's when this app will start becoming a paid subscription once again. And I think it was somewhere along the lines of like $5 a month, but you also have access to Warhammer Plus. I don't know. Yeah, it sucks. I thought it was gonna stay free, because there are other apps that are better, Battlescribe, but as of 10th edition, Battlescribe has not updated. We don't know when it will update. They've got their own issues that they're going through. I saw what they posted on Twitter and stuff like that, so it might be a while until we get 10th edition on Battlescribe. But yeah, GW has their own app. It's free for a time being, so take advantage of that. And yeah, let me know your thoughts on the whole 10th edition stuff, because I actually did ask the question and a few of you did respond. More so positive more so positive than not. For example, Ross Stubbs says that it's really cool. He just won his game, came down to his Emperor's Champion being surrounded by 12 orcs. The orc leadership failed on 2 squads, giving me 3 of the 4 capture points needed. The rules are pretty simple and easy to follow, nothing too complex. Yeah, like I said, once you have your whole army set and memorized, the games are going to be going very, very quickly. Gplug7197 says that the changes to toughness and AP are nice. Indirect fire is still, if not more annoying than 9th. I appreciate the new rules for cover. It's a lot easier to get some units in melee. Leaders are very nice and a nice way to build around the army. And finally, Sir Brecticus says that he only played a single game, but he intends on binging games this weekend with his group, especially with that Leviathan release. He says that the game is much simpler and the apothecaries are better. It's sad that they eliminated the Night Lord's relic and stratagems and we have to use the basic chaos ones. However, the game that he did play was Blood Angels against Tyranids. The Tyranid player curb stomped most people in 9th edition, but it seems that the playing field has leveled a bit. So yeah, this was pretty much a clean slate being used for 10th edition. The powerful 9th edition guys are no longer powerful. It seems pretty even for the most part. But yeah, so that's your guys' thoughts. This was my thoughts. Go ahead and check out the new free app. Oh, and before I forget, the free index rules for the Forge World units are out as well. Some of these units, such as the Leviathan, will not be getting an update to their rules because they're going to quote-unquote Legends, which sucks. But I think that the rules that they showcase for these Forge World things are strong enough to be viable for hopefully most of 10th edition. So we'll see where that leads, but that's all I got for today, guys. Thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and as always, it has been the Sound Alchemist, part of One Mind Syndicate, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Always used to put my freedom first in any situation. I knew I never had that much to lose.